Real estate riches with zero cash. Too good to be true. Do you believe in this? Me personally, absolutely. And in this video, I will share with you how I purchased and invested in real estate with no cash down. Hi, I'm Ella Rivkin, financial freedom expert. I'm an owner of an accounting firm as well as an insurance brokerage, and also I'm a real estate investor. And as of today, I own over 21 properties, over 7,000 units in 9 different states. If you would like to learn how to become financially free, financially independent, how to invest in real estate, how to create a diversified portfolio, or anything that you would like to know on a subject about money, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and you will discover all the materials, all the systems, everything that I personally learned and how I created my financial freedom from coming to this country as a refugee with only $100 in my pocket and now owning over 21 properties, over 7,000 units in 9 different states. So is it actually possible? You're probably thinking, oh my God, that's not possible. This is not real. It's just some kind of a fairy tale. But I would like to share with you 3 stories of how I personally purchased my first real estate property where I didn't have any money. In fact, I was only making $12 an hour back then and I was 26 years old. Well, actually, I was 25 years old. When I closed on that, I was 26 years old. And then when I purchased my second property, I wanted really badly. I wanted the property. It costed lots of money. So I found a way, and what I did is that I actually asked the owner to finance it for me, and then later on I refinance. And the third one is how right now I'm purchasing all this multifamily, how I'm investing in multifamily units without putting any of my own money down. So watch this video as I'm gonna uncover all of these secrets. My first property when I purchased is like, listen, I was dreaming about it. Everyone was talking about having an American dream. I started my search. I started searching for the property in 2000, and it took us a while until I found something. So I actually closed and then in 2001. So at that moment, I was only making $12 an hour. My husband was working, and I had a little, my daughter, she was 2 years old. I had no money back then, but I had the American dream, and I believe very strongly in it. So I started my whole search for the real estate. So what I discovered is when I started looking for the real estate property, I saw that, from the moment that I started and as I was going on and on every month, that the property was growing in value. Back then I had no knowledge. I wasn't a real estate agent. Was not educated. I was just street smart. I was just based on all of my examples and like on my observations. So then I realized, okay, so if the property is going up in value, then, if I buy that, then it's going to go in value as well. So that was my assumptions. And then again, remember, back then it was in 2000. This was just the internet just came out. Like we had no smartphones. We had no Google back then. So like it was like, the only way for me to research anything is just go to the library, pick up the books and just do the search. So everything was just based on the intuition. So when I found my property, the minute I walked into it, I just fell in love. So I remember we were the first ones, actually, just came on the market. We were the first ones that we saw. I gave them an offer right away. And like I said, I had no money back then. I didn't even think about it, how I'm going to close on that. I just felt in love with that. We gave them an offer. And there was other people that were bidding on this property as well. So we actually had to give them a little bit more money just to make sure that we close out on that property. So once we secured the property and signed the contract, the next thing was for me start thinking, okay, like how I'm gonna buy the property, where I'm gonna get the money. So back in 2000, if any of you from that time remember, the interest rate were very high. They were pretty much as high as right now. So interest rate was like 8%. And then back then we were supposed to put 20% down. So like they didn't have any programs like now where you can do 10% or this SBA loans or anything like that. So I had to figure out where I'm gonna get all this money. So it was like over $65,000 that I needed to put it down, plus the closing cost and some of the renovation. So just to make the long story short, there was like about 100,000 that I need to figure out where to get. So I had no money. So what I did is that I created a plan in my head. I went and I borrowed from my grandma, from my mom, from my friends, from my co-workers. I just borrowed all this money, and surely we purchased the property. We closed on that. So here's what interesting thing that happened after that. 6 months after that, the property started going up. So, and then also the interest rate started to go down. So what I did is that I refinanced right away 6 months later. From 8% interest rate, I took it down to 7%. So what it did for me, what the benefit for that was, is that I lowered my monthly payments by paying less to the bank. And then since the value of the real estate went up, so what I did is that I pulled the cash out by doing the refinance, and then I paid the loan that I borrowed from my friends, my relatives, and everyone. As I owned that property for another 11 years, I ended up refinancing multiple times from this property. So I purchased it. So here's the thing. I purchased it for $330,000, and my mortgage along the years was $550,000. So basically, by purchasing this property with no money, taking the chance and borrowing this money, it allowed me to have all this cash and not only purchase the property, but then also to do some renovations. And then later on, I opened up, I invested in my business and then in my husband's business as well. So that was my first story. The second one is that when I purchased another property, kind of same story. I fell in love. I really wanted it, and didn't have the money. But what I managed to do is I managed to negotiate with the owner for the owner's financing. So, and I remember my friends were saying, "Oh, you crazy?
What? Are you crazy?
Why are you doing this? You're taking such a chance. You're taking a risk." I was like, okay, you know, like my gut feeling, my intuition, it never proved me wrong. I gotta get the property. I know it's gonna go in value. I know that I'll refinance it. I'll pay the money back. And surely that's what I did. I purchased the property. I took the owner's financing. And then 2 years after that, I refinanced it and I paid back to the owner. And then I had the property. So for him, it was a win-win situation. He wanted to sell the property. I purchased it, and then at the same time I borrowed the money from him. So it's the same thing, paying to bank or paying him. He was making money, and then for me it was an advantage as well because I got what I wanted and I purchased the property. So that was my second story. And lastly, what I'm doing right now is I'm investing in multifamily units, and we're talking about like big money. So the property that cost from 20 million up to 100 million. I'll be honest with you, I don't have that much to put down to purchase the property. So, but there is a way how you can own this property and, you know, be an owner of this property without actually putting any money down. And this is what I learned in this past almost 4 years, and this is what I've been doing. So basically, what we do is that you don't have to put your own money. I mean, again, you can if you can absolutely do that, but you can also do without having any money. What you do is that you search for the property, you look for the property, and it doesn't have to be like this multifamily like I'm purchasing right now. In reality, it can be any good investment, any good real estate investment, like even if it's a single family or a duplex, you can use the same strategy. So you find the property, you do you go through the whole process, obviously the process of looking for the property, the process actually going there, doing the due diligence, working the property, analyzing, making sure that all the numbers make sense, that the location is good, the place, like, you know, you have to do all the work. So once you do all the work and you see that the property is good and its location is great, financially it makes sense that you will be making money. So then the next step is to go look for the investors. People always want to invest, and then especially in the real estate. So by bringing investor into this property, they have a collateral. So like it's not like you just selling, you're offering them an air, you're offering them to be part of the real estate. And the reason why you don't have to put any money down is because you have put together this whole project. You assembled the project, you took your time. So basically what you're doing, instead of putting your own money, you're putting your own workforce, you're putting your own time, your efforts by looking for the property, going doing all the negotiation skills, doing the due diligence, underwriting, all of that. So that consumes a lot of time on your behalf, and your time costs money. So that's how you buy the property without actually putting any money on that. And I'll just share with you an example. That's what me and my husband doing that, and just to show like how much work it takes, because like our property, when we invest in all over the US in 9 different states. We have some in Washington, some in Oregon, in Las Vegas. So if I'm living in Miami, then, and if I find a good deal, then I need to fly there and I need to go and search for it. So that obviously I'm already, investing my time to go and search for the property. So I remember recently we had a deal in Tampa and we live in Miami. So literally I negotiated with the broker to go to take a look at it, and I needed to just like jump into the car and drive to Tampa right away, and that's what me and my husband did. So this way like we can like meet the broker at 8 o'clock in the morning to take a look at the property, because he had someone else that he wanted to sign the contract with, and I asked him just to wait so we can have a chance to explore and walk the property, and actually turned out to be a great property. All right, so here we are in Tampa, and this is the apartment complex that we have a trade opportunity. It has 192 units. There's 298 parking spaces. It takes lots of work to negotiate, to find the deal, to explore the deals, and to do the underwriting. So here you go. I just shared with you 3 ways of how I purchased my real estate deals, with no money down, with refinancing, with owner's financing, or with just using my own time as a capital. So I hope you find this video very helpful, and I would really love to know, what do you think about this, what I mentioned, what are your thoughts on that? Do you believe, did you actually had a experience that yourself where you purchased a real estate property with no money down, or you borrowed from someone else, or you had owner's refinancing? So please share with me what are your thoughts on that. And by the way, these are just my own experiences. There's many other different ways of how you can purchase real estate without putting any money down. And if you did experience any of them, please share with me. I really would love to know and try it myself as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.